Okay.
Okay. She's still connecting, I think should be fine by now, but I'll just kick it off anyway. So hi everyone, again for the third time, a thousand apologies for this taking a little time. We just had to get all the panelists off. They're joining us from pretty much around the world. We have with us Olga that just joined us now. I think she's still connecting to audio, but we are absolutely thrilled to kick off the Women in Tech, Standard Chartered Women in Tech Bahrain Demo Day. Welcome to the teams. I know you've been waiting patiently. Thank you very much. And the mentors that are here with us in the attendees that guided them along the way, the media that's joining us, as well as everyone in the ecosystem that's also being a part of this today. I'm sure you're ready to kick off and get going with the program. Just to let you know that, give you a little bit of background, 10 teams that you'll be watching today were chosen following a 54-hour challenge that was held 8 weeks ago to embark on an intense incubation program where they fine-tune their business ideas and solutions. We'd like to congratulate all of them for working hard during the sessions. I know personally I've gotten to know quite a few of them, and we've come to know actually all of you very well. Thank you again for being part of this journey. Just in case you don't know me, I'm Susie Alzira, and I'm head of communications and events at Bahrain FinTech Bay. I've got with me Bedr. Bedr, you over there, just to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Bedr. I head business development and acceleration at Bahrain FinTech Bay.
Hi, great. So we'll be hosting today, and with us on the panel, so we have our judges as well as a guest from Standard Chartered. We have Abdullah Bukhwa, who's CEO of Standard Chartered Bahrain. Hi, Abdullah, welcome. We have Olga Ara. Hi. We have Olga Ara Kimani, I hope I've said that right, who's Regional Head of Corporate Affairs and Brand and Marketing for Africa and the Middle East. Welcome, Olga.
Hi.
Hi. We also have with us Noura Nusaf, who's Head of Corporate Affairs and Brand and Marketing at Bahrain and the Middle East. Hi, Noura. And we have Her Excellency Dr. Sheikha Haifa Al Khalifa, who's a board member at the Supreme Council of Women and Chairman of the Department of Architecture and Interior Design at the University of Bahrain. Welcome, Dr. Sheikha.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Susie.
And last but not least, we have Khalid Danish, our CEO at Bahrain FinTech Bay. Hi, Khalid.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. I guess, Abdullah, we'll just start with you. I'd love to know more about this program and Standard Chartered in general. Give us your feedback and your overview before we kick off.
Sure, thanks, Susie. First of all, let me congratulate all the participants for making it this far. This in itself is an achievement, and you should feel very proud of this. In terms of the program, maybe I'll invite Olga in a bit to speak more about it. From my side, I just want to, first of all, mention that this is a milestone year for Standard Chartered in Bahrain. We're commemorating our 100 years of being here in Bahrain, and we've been able to witness Bahrain's transformation from a tiny pearling trading hub to a modern, diversified economy. Today, we are celebrating this strategic partnership with Bahrain FinTech Bay and the Supreme Council for Women, which aims to encourage more female-led businesses and to facilitate their participation in the fintech industry with guidance and support from the three partners. For SCB, this initiative fits perfectly with our culture, which encourages diversity and inclusion and supports financial inclusion and education. So again, I want to just wish all the participants luck today. And I'd like to hand it over to Olga to maybe give us some more information and more details on the program. Over to you, Olga.
Thank you, Abdullah. Congratulations once again to us in Standard Chartered for having been in Bahrain for 100 years. I think a century is a milestone in any case. Abdullah, as you've mentioned, the Women in Tech program is actually quite a big and integral part of what we are now calling our Future Makers program, where we are looking to have and to grow quite a number of entrepreneurs across the world, specifically focusing on women. I think when we launched this program, which was just about 6 months back, we're very excited to say that in Bahrain, we don't have an issue of diversity, and you do have quite a bit of female representation, in all sectors of business. But when we looked at the statistics globally, Abdallah, they were a little bit dire, in a sense, and especially where we've now since rolled out the program since we started in 2014 in New York. So Kenya, for example, you will find probably about 80%, of the entrepreneurs tend to be female, but they tend to be much more small scale. And the challenge also was found that quite a number of these female entrepreneurs don't really utilize digital or technology in any of their plans. When we walked into Nigeria with the program as well last year, and Pakistan as well, the numbers even decreased, where you find probably around 2% of the entrepreneurs would be female-led, entities. And it's something as a bank that we felt we needed to do something about. So our women in technology, incubation, and I'd really like to thank, the Bahrain FinTech Bay. They've been wonderful supporters during this journey. Really aims to ensure that we're bringing to the fore the whole technology aspect to females. We're now calling them techpreneurs, making sure, that they have those necessary skills that they can utilize, ability to be able to digitize, their businesses as well. And also for those who will be successful today, and this doesn't mean that those who've gone through the program are not successful, we're still going to find a way, to continue to work with yourselves to glean on what you've learned during the past few months. But we've given over $330,000 in seed capital to 23 winning startups. And indeed, we just had our graduation for Pakistan on Friday, which I also participated in. And it was great, for us to see these young women really coming up, with great solutions that we're able to. Some of the courses that we look to provide, during the incubation is around finance, digital marketing. We realize is increasingly important, and especially in an environment, as we have seen that, COVID presented to us this year with various lockdowns, and how do you make sure that the businesses can continue, to grow in the space, project management, business modeling, and technological design, which again, we've realized, it is very important for them. We're really glad with the way the people who were selected to come and go through the program, the women, how they've really adopted, the program, the energy and enthusiasm. I understand from Nuride, my team in Bahrain, that they have, that the 10 were really, really interested in making sure that they found different ways to really grow and groom their businesses, obviously with the support, again, as I said, with the Bahrain FinTech Bay, that we're very happy about. This year, we're actually looking to grow the program. Again, as I said, we had 4 incubators in the region. Bahrain was one of those that we added this year, and we're also adding Ghana and Zambia. And globally, we've had quite a bit of interest coming in from our other partners in Asia. So I think this is a program whose time has come. And we're looking to have more women, obviously, participate. What we're looking to also do further into 2021 will be to set up a community of all the winning teams that have come together. We're very interested to see whether there's cross-pollination of ideas. This initially came through from the UAE program, that we run, which covers quite a number of the countries across the Middle East. And we've seen that there's quite a bit of benefit in doing that. And we're going to work very closely again. I would just like to close by wishing the very best of success to the 5 winners that are about to be selected today. Again, thank you very much, for working with us as Standard Chartered and for making this program, continue to grow. And we're going to find ways to continue to amplify it through our partnership with the Bahrain FinTech Bay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you for those words. Sheikha Haifa, I know I see from your experience as well, you've participated yourself in a lot of these challenges and hackathons. I'd love to hear your words from the Supreme Council of Women on the program and what you think.
Well, when I first participated in the hackathon, it was, I think it was in early 2019 or the late of 2019, was it? November, I think. Anyway, it was a team consists of me and my colleagues in the Department of Architecture and Interior Design. All of them are female doctors. They are assistant professors at the department. And we decided to participate in the hackathon to present a project that could, or it has this social importance because it will it's actually based on recycling and based on giving and based on charity. So we won the second place for this hackathon, and it was really a good experience. Women's Supreme Council really provided the platform for the females entrepreneurs to compete and to also to challenge, to provide the challenge for the women into doing businesses, doing new ideas, and it was really a good experience overall.
Thank you so much. We're pleased to have you here on the judging panel. And Khalid, I'll give you the final words before we hand over to Bedr to kick off the teams and start the pitches.
Sure, thanks, Izzy. Yeah, well, welcome everyone. I'd just like to firstly start by, expressing how immensely proud we are to be running this program with our partner Standard Chartered, obviously in collaboration with the Supreme Council. I'd like to thank all the mentors, all the hard work that my own team have put in, and obviously you, the startups. It's been a great experience. Testament to the times we've managed to run the vast majority of this program, if not all of it virtually. I know we've had to adapt as of you, so we're thankful for that as well. I won't take up too much of your time, but firstly, congratulations to every single startup that's been selected and that has been, are in this final push. And good luck to the finalists. And I hope for everyone that's been part of this program, you really have taken something away that's going to last you for the future. And we're happy to be working with you going forward. So thanks so much and good luck.
Well, Bedr, I'll leave you guys. I guess you give us a little bit of the rules and how it works, and maybe then lead us into the first team.
Yeah, thank you very much for all of our panelists. Standard Chartered have been an excellent partner to work with over the past 8 weeks. We've had the opportunity to I've had the personal opportunity to work very closely with a lot of these teams and with our partners and with our mentors and our excellent network that we've been able to put together. So for the format for today, we're going to go through now. I'll introduce 10 startups, and they will be judged at the end on 4 main criteria, which is the product validation, execution and design, the business model, and the team's ability to execute on the startup. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first team. The first team has been dedicated to supporting small businesses across Bahrain for years. However, the COVID situation has meant that they had to take a step back and rethink their approach. Ladies and gentlemen, Bahrain Pop-Up Market.
Hello, my name's Jane Houghton, and I'm the co-founder of Bahrain Pop-Up Market, and I'd like to present to you the popupshop.co. Since 2017, we have had 13 successful pop-up markets around Bahrain, such as the Courtyard, Block 338, and Rifa Views. Many businesses have been able to thrive because of our events due to our tremendous success. A perfect example of this is Agora, who are a business that specialise in Greek produce. Agora started out as a small-scale Instagram business importing products from Greece to Bahrain, and they launched their brand through us. Agora are now successfully distributing their products in multiple supermarkets and food delivery apps, restaurants and 5-star hotels across the GCC. Since the global pandemic began, many small businesses have been badly affected and they've had to find other ways of reaching their clients since people's spending habits have changed. We have always been at the very heart of the community and a vital support for businesses to launch and thrive. We've always lived by the motto, support local, even before it started trending. Our passion has led to our events being regularly sold out with a large footfall of consumers. So our evolution to an online marketplace is inevitable and integral to the local economy. Creating an online marketplace through a website and an app will continue to give vendors the sales opportunities that they have become accustomed to with us. We will be the launchpad on our vendors' business journey, catering from A to Z of their business logistics. We are providing a free sign-up for a year for local vendors. However, we'll receive a 15% commission on each item sold. We will be profitable by the second year with a conservative figure of around 25,000 dinars. During our events, we've received a regular footfall of approximately 26,000 people who've spent a total of 130,000 dinars per year. We've established a database of over 200 vendors, out of which 20 have already signed up with us, some of them in the remainder of the GCC, since the start of SC Women in Tech. Our USP is that we are a bespoke online community displaying behind-the-scenes footage of our local artisans in their studios to elevate that personal rapport. Our team is made up of myself as a former editor-in-chief of regional luxury, lifestyle and fashion magazines, Maha, who is an artisan and has a portfolio of event management, and Manayal, who is our head of marketing. We are the very ethos of empowered women with a fusion of British charm and Bahraini hospitality. These testimonials clearly show that we are the solution that local vendors and customers have been searching for. And with your injection of capital, we can make this a reality. There's a huge amount of untapped talent based in Arabia, and we will be the perfect example that out of adversity comes opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Can the pop-up market team please raise your hand so that we add you onto panelist?
Hello.
Hi, Jane and Maha. Welcome. Great. Judges, if we have any questions for the team.
I actually have a question. I've been to the Courtyard exhibition and I've been to some of your events and they're fantastically organized. So well done.
Thank you.
So how do you propose taking these? So if I understood correctly, the proposition is to take the Courtyard. And for those who are not familiar with these little pop-up exhibitions, they're very sort of bespoke pop-up exhibitions, including a variety of vendors, whether it's clothing or food or artifacts, and having them in different places in Bahrain or different venues in Bahrain. So my understanding is transforming that into an online platform.
So basically what we want to do is to offer our designers in the Middle East a platform to sell their unique items. So
Right.
Since we are not going to be having any public events anymore, we've always wanted to create an app and a website to offer that to our artisans and designers anyway. So when COVID hit, it was a great opportunity to kind of do this like right now.
All right, thank you. And how do you propose on approaching the vendors that you want? Is it a select type of vendors or, and what fields or sectors are you looking at?
So we're basically interested in handmade bespoke items from all across the Middle East. When we started SC Women in Tech, the program, we approached a few of our vendors that we know from Bahrain Pop-Up Market. And up until today, we've signed 22 vendors on board, but not just from Bahrain, from Jordan, Oman, Dubai, and Kuwait so far. So we're really excited that it doesn't just have to be like Bahrain Pop-Up Market, where it just pops up in different malls around the country, but we can actually bring artisans and designers from all across the Middle East, and that's our focus.
And sorry, just to add on to that, we're also looking at future collaborations across our platform, so that gives our vendors networking opportunities as well. We're going to expand by providing a community on our website, which is like a blog, but it provides more intel as to the story behind the products across beauty, fashion, jewelry. And with international shopping, we really hope it puts the Middle East on the map.
Hi, Jane. I've got a quick question for you. So I guess two questions. One, what type of traction have you seen since you started, obviously in this program? Standard Chartered Women in Tech? And then secondly, what do you think winning would give you in terms of propelling you, I guess, to the next level?
I think in terms of traction, honestly, we've gotten approximately 70 vendor sign-up forms that we've just put on our website maybe a week ago. And we really have to be very selective on the type of vendors that we choose, because we don't want it just to be like a marketplace for like a brick and brack marketplace. We want it to be very curated and very niche. So that's the answer to your first question. The second question is, if we win, hopefully we're going to work on an amazing marketing strategy to kind of not just focus on customers here in Bahrain, but also in the rest of the Arab world, because we've spoken to a lot of the businesses that have already signed up with us, and they all told us that we are interested, but we don't just want Bahrain to be the target market of clients. We do want to sell to Saudi, to Emirat, to Oman, but we just don't know how to do it. So hopefully through your website, you can do that for us. So we have that in mind, and we really want to utilize this seed capital for that, and of course, other things as well.
There'll be an enhancement of scalability, so you won't just be providing an investment to the popupshop.co. You'll be providing an algorithm effect for a variety of local artisans in the Middle East.
I have a question, if you don't mind me coming in, but who's going to provide the customer support and in terms of exchanges, returns? And then are you going to provide shipping for your customers, on behalf of your customers?
Yes. So we've already signed up with, where am I going? I can't see myself. Oh. We already signed up with Aramex for international shipping. So we've created an account with them. We're putting them in touch with our vendors directly, so that some of the vendors whose products we're not going to store with us, they can just collect from their storage facilities or shops and ship them to our customers directly. Also, we are working with, we've partnered up with a company here in Bahrain to do local deliveries as well, just to help us get these done within like 2 or 3 hour window.
And who's going to manage, who's going to manage returns and complaints?
Well, my background working for the British government as well as working for the media here, I think that puts me at a perfect scenario in order to handle these complaints.
So we'll be doing it together.
Yeah, we'll be doing it together. But we've also interlinked with like tap payments in order for their refund policy. Everything would go sort of directly back on the card, and we've already went through that with all of our vendors who've signed up to ensure that like everyone's got the best customer relationship, because we don't want to falter on the experience.
I have a question for you. I just want to ask you if you do have a marketing plan, or knowing that your project depends online and it is very competitive field, selling, you know, art, handicrafts, artifacts, and other items. How you are approaching your regional customers?
So we're working with a brand. We're working with a branding agency and a marketing agency, and we're trying to find ways to solve the problems that other e-commerce platforms have faced when it comes to this. So it's a work in progress, but we definitely know that in the next few weeks, we will get around to finding a solution for this.
Thank you, Jane and Maha. I think we just running out of time. But thank you all, and thank you, judges, for the questions.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Great. So I'd like to introduce actually the next team moving forward. So the next team is looking to reshape the way we invest and manage our money. Please welcome Square Funds.
Hi, I'm Anfal Ahmed. CEO at Square Funds, a fintech company that helps micro investors find optimal saving investment opportunity online. Investing can be a way of growing wealth and meeting your financial aspirations. However, finding suitable investment opportunity with a low contribution is not an easy. The financial market are requiring expertise, and hiring financial advisor service can be quite expensive. Here it comes Square Funds, an online financial advisor that provides you with the right investment option depending on your unique profile. A marketplace where you can access financial institution best saving investment product and get connected with the financial advisor for free. It's all about making user experience finding the right investment simple and easy. We have created actually 3 steps. First, answer a few questions online to build a risk profile. Upon your answer, we'll get the most suitable investment option from multiple institutions, where you can apply and invest with the company of your choice. Our targeting segment is saver, and the market size for that is 183 billion in MENA. What differentiates us from the competitors? The innovation of solving an existing problem. In terms of affordability, our service is totally free versus offline financial solutions. The asset classes are not limited to mutual funds and ETFs. Through Square Funds, you can get access also to the fixed income securities, saving investment scheme, and Sharia compliance products. Our business model based on lead generations. Financial institutions pay per each qualified successful lead. Since we have launched, we have 800 active users, and we help more than 50 investors find a suitable investment opportunity. In the board of advisory, we have Mr. Mohammed Nas as a business expert and Mr. Isam Kabul as a regulatory compliance. The management team consists of 3, including myself, Ihab Saeed as a CTO, and Wissam Qadir as the corporate communication manager. Today, you have the access to Bahrain financial product. Tomorrow, you will get access to MENA and the global investment products. Our vision is to be the most trusted investment advisory globally. With the Square Funds, it's okay to dream big. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And Fal, if you can just raise your hand so we can add you onto the panelist. There we go.
Fal, if you can just open your camera and audio.
Yes. Just 1 minute. Yes. Hi, everyone.
Great. Panelists, if you have any questions for Anfal.
Hi, Anfal. How are you?
Hi, Khalid. How are you?
Good. So, Anfal, what's the last 8 weeks of the program? What have you learned, and have you pivoted at all in what you originally wanted to launch?
Actually, the eight weeks in the program, it helped us because we were in the phase doing the marketing campaign and everything. So it helped us to rewrite it and do our marketing strategy again with help with Badr and others. So from that, we know how to market, like we learn how to market our product, okay, to different segments and in different ways. Since we starting our marketing campaign, we have like in our social media, like we have like per week, like 100 plus followers, okay? And we get a lot of self-qualified leads. In the last month, we get like more than like 50, more than 50 sales qualified leads. So thank you for that.
Excellent.
Do you have other questions?
Yes, Anfal. Hi, how are you? Anfal, I want to ask you about your business model. Can you please tell us more how you are going to make a profit?
Okay. Yes. So for the user who log into the website and he wants, for example, looking for saving and investment opportunity, it's a flow for him. They don't have to pay any kind of things. So who will pay? It's based on lead generation. So the financial firm, they will pay per each successful qualified lead that we bring for them. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And if I can just follow up on Dr. Haya's question. So once the visitor to your site becomes a sales lead, do they deal directly with the vendor or the provider of the investment?
Actually, yeah. Since they apply online and do the first, they have to do the answering the question and do the and choose the investment product. Since they apply the application, it will be go directly to the relationship manager and the vendor, where they can be like having the financial consultation and everything.
So if they make their first investment,
okay,
they're going to make a margin from that?
It depends on the product, yes.
And then if they make a second investment directly with the vendor, do you get a margin or is it just one time?
It depends on the agreement with the vendor.
Okay, so you're going to have to, if not, then you're going to have to keep continuing generating new sales in order to keep
sales, yeah.
Getting revenues. Otherwise, the customer
Yes.
will deal directly with the vendor and won't need to come back to you.
Actually, it's like, so as per the last contract we signed it will be like, since they signed the contract, we will have, for example, the user, they want to invest for 3-5 years, we'll have like, it depends also on the product, we'll have a percentage as longer as they stay with the company. It depends also on the product itself.
Okay, and who's your target market?
So for now, we're targeting micro investors with a high and mid income, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions?
One last question from me, Anfal. How much have you standardized? Obviously, you're dealing with a number of different financial institutions on the investment advisory side. How much have you standardized on your end to make the user journey as seamless as possible?
So how, can you just repeat the question again?
If you standardize, for example, an onboarding process or the way that different asset classes or investment opportunities are displayed, you compare and contrast returns over a various period, how do you work that part of the process out on your side, on the Square?
Okay. On a Square fund. For example, now we have like different asset classes, starting from saving account, which it's the lowest investment, the lowest low risk, and you have, for example, to equities. So it depends actually on the user itself. You know, like if the user, when he answered the question, we can understand if he's a risk tolerance or he's not, he's a conservative. He's looking for a long-term investment or short-term investment. So it's all depend on his risk profile. We can give him like the suitable investment that suits you in the market. So it's actually making everything simpler for them so they can understand where the opportunity that's suitable for them.
And are you gonna, sorry about it, last one, are you gonna tweak this at all to make it focused on millennials, low ticket size investments?
Most of the investment product that we have it now, actually, it's the minimum contribution now, it's starting actually is very low, like as low as at 35 BDs. Okay, so it's accessible for everyone. So everyone can, like with this income, they can get this plan. But as millennials, yeah, maybe if the product that's suitable for millennials, yeah, we can target this kind of product for millennials.
Thank you, Anfal. Sorry, because we're short on time, but thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
I'd like to introduce our next team. The third team is passionate about changing the way we manage our waste. They're looking to build a business not only with a strong business case, but also with a positive environmental impact. For our next team, we have All In.
Manufacturers are having a problem with taking advantage or buying recycled materials. There is no proper channel or procedure in the industry. In Bahrain alone, more than 8,000 kilograms of recyclable materials are being thrown and underutilized daily. We are focusing initially on radiators and wires because we are targeting aluminium, copper, and steel. After we will expand to other. The amount of recyclable copper, steel, and aluminum thrown away just in the GCC alone is over 560 million kilograms per year. This worth more than 300 million Bahraini dinars. The amount of copper, steel, aluminum being imported to the kingdom alone is 7 million Bahraini dinars, and to the GCC is more than 1.5 billion dinars. There is a gap in the market that needs to be filled. To fill this gap, Olin used the latest technologies to recover copper, steel, and aluminum and allow manufacturers to bid on them online. By doing this, we are helping manufacturers in taking advantage of the recycled materials and at the same time provide a proper channel for them. Thank you. I am Zainab Al-Fardan, the CEO of Olin, and Mariam Al-Fardan is the COO. Thank you.
Great, we're just adding the Olin team.
Hello.
Hi, Zainab. Great. So judges, if you have any questions. Yeah, Nora?
Yeah, thank you, Zainab and Mariam, for this lovely presentation. Can you share with us, please, what has the 8-week program with the SC Women in Tech helped you develop, and how your product actually developed from the initial stages till now?
Starting with from the 3 days until now, we changed our niche market.
Sorry, can you put the mic just a bit closer? Your voice is a bit far away. Yeah.
We started as a e-waste recycling plant in the 3 days demo day. But after doing the researches and these things, and after knowing how to target the segments in the market, we decided to be more narrowed to wires and radiators because of their availability in the market. And also, I want to thank mentor Hamad El Fahad for mentoring us, because he helped us to put the idea of bidding, because in the market there is recyclers in Bahrain, there is recyclers in the GCC, but they don't have the channel or the connection with manufacturers to sell their recycled metals for them. So we put this bidding system platform, and it will be business to business.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Great. Great. Thank you, Zainab, and thank you very much. Great. So moving on, I think, to our next team.
Badr,
yes.
Just before we start with the next pitch, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our global head of community engagement, Julie Wallace, who's joined us during the past hour. So I just wanted to thank Julie for her support and for helping us get SC Women in Tech in Bahrain. So thank you, Julie. I know you can't participate, but I just wanted to thank you on this platform. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, and welcome joining us. And we welcome all of our guests who have joined us. Great. Yeah, over the past decade or so, the way that businesses the businesses operate has been changing. The global pandemic has only reinforced that fact. Agile companies are operating seamlessly across different countries and continents. Our next company is helping build that future. Please welcome Tripod.
Hi, my name is Hennar Al-Blushi, and I'm the founder of Tripod. The way people work is changing. For years, remote work has been an increasing trend, but as we've seen in 2020, the adoption rate has accelerated beyond expectation. Today, it has been proven that teams of people can work efficiently and successfully regardless of their location. Tripod is a marketplace platform for freelancers and clients to build teams or tribes, collaborate, and open their doors to different markets. It offers a seamless experience from talent and project discovery to bidding, project management, execution, and delivery, all on platform. Around the world, businesses are pivoting their development strategies in order to adapt, transform, and thrive to keep up with a new normal of flexible work. So there's never been a more opportune time to launch, and we have a solid founding team with complementary skill sets to make Tripod a success. Here, you see a color-coded map detailing where freelancers are located in orange and the percentage of corporates hiring freelancers in blue. The key points are that over 70% of global freelancers look to online marketplaces to find work. And with only 9% of Middle Eastern clients utilizing such talent, we see this as a huge opportunity for the region. It is projected that the global gig economy will double in only 3 years. There is a cultural shift towards flexible work and a rise in cost of living. Businesses are outsourcing to lower overhead costs, and there is a boom of on-demand remote services. Freelancers don't want to be restricted by their geographical location, and corporates want to have the best talent on hand, but slash their overhead costs. Essentially, Tripod gives users the opportunity to self-manage their tribe, utilizing the platform's project management tools, and become their own micro-agency. Regionally, our most established competitor is Nebish, who has recently been acquired. Globally, it is Upwork, Fiverr, TopTal, and Freelancer.com, none of which have effectively penetrated the Middle Eastern market. Tripod's key differentiators are a focus on Middle East corporates during launch, the ability for all users to build teams no matter where they are in the world, and that freelancers earn 100% of project costs. Tripod is divided into 4 subscription tiers that offer diversified services. We are launching with an invite-only and referral strategy designed to onboard best-in-class talent regionally and internationally to attract clients, keeping a 3-to-1 ratio to ensure an adequate number of projects up for grabs. Initially, our platform monetizes from subscription and project fees. In the long term, from sponsorships, advertising, and partnerships. As the platform scales, we foresee pairing with industry leaders who complement this new normal, as they've already launched products and services that benefit from the increase in remote work. We aim to scale from 3 perspectives: user incentives, client geographies, and target industries. So as Tripod grows, so do the opportunities. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that. Waiting for the Tripod team to join us. Welcome,
Hi, everyone.
Great, welcome, Tala. Judges, if we have any questions for the Tripod team?
Hi, Tala.
Oh, hi there. I think Ahmed's in the waiting room and Hanar should be as well.
I'm seeing them just join right now.
Perfect. Sorry, it's just
our background is giving you Tala blue eyeshadow.
I know, and blue eyeballs as well, Nura. And teeth. I apologize. Just promoting them. It's glitching. Hanar is having difficulty getting on, she says. I'm not sure if that's from the admin side.
Hi, guys. I'm not sure what's happening.
No problem. I think we're just waiting for Hannah just to join. Just 1 second.
So maybe I can fire one question while Henar actually comes online.
Oh, here she is.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we as clients of agencies love and hate agencies, right? Because of the turnaround time, prices, so on and so forth, and the continuous search for talent and just renewed sense of ideas. So my question is, would you guys be working directly with agencies? Would you be exclusive to agencies only? Or would you be opening up to clients as well? Because I understand there would be different type of agreements. Are you limiting yourself to just one category of the whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. So maybe I can answer this one. So we're going to be working with corporates and agencies as well on the client side. So an agency can be a client as well, where they would outsource or subcontract their work as well. But an agency can also be a user, where they can augment their teams on our kind of like a platform ourselves to be able to kind of capture more business out there, or maybe one of their kind of like team members wants to outsource as well. So they'll all, so they'll play the user and they'll pay the corporate or clients as well.
So guys, thanks for that. I have a question. Firstly, have you I mean, this, in theory, makes complete sense, but have you validated this idea with live projects, freelancers, and a particular corporate use case? And the second question comes in on the boring side. What happens around dispute management, whether it be on the client, or, for example, the payment from client to the freelancer, or these tribes, as you call them? What's been done on those two sides?
Hanar, you can speak through the mic. It doesn't seem to allow you to.
I've come upstairs with Ahmed, so it was frozen on mine. Sorry. So may you repeat the other question, please?
The first one was around validation as to any live freelancers or projects that you guys have kind of used as a test case for your platform. And the second is around dispute management, whether it be payment terms, milestones, agreements, and that type of thing.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'll start off with the first one. So we're going to be inviting global freelancers, agencies as well, and clients. So to break that down, global freelancers can be individual freelancers, or they can form their own teams with other cherry-picked freelancers anywhere in the world. So quote unquote, they would be setting up their own company online, which could be a plug and play model. And then once we go into the agencies, so let's say, for example, we would be inviting like a From Six or a Unisono here in Bahrain who are independent. They would be coming on, creating their tribe or have presence, and then would be able to tap into different markets so that they're not stuck in Bahrain. And they can as well augment their teams. So if they don't have a 3D visualizer, they don't have developers, well, guess what? They can get those from global talent. And then from the client side, they would be posting their projects. They could, select a pre-existing team of what we call tribes, pre-existing tribe, or they could create their own tribe of talent from around the world.
So just on your question on traction, I think Hanar and Tala both come from the industry. They've done this. Tala is currently working with different kind of like teams around the world to do this herself. So, the kind of thesis of the whole kind of idea comes from Hanar and Tala as well, from on the market experience. We've spoken to about 80 corporates out there. We've spent a lot of time with them. We understood what their needs were. We have around 100 users ready to onboard, 30 businesses and around 80 best-in-class creatives out there to onboard immediately. So these guys are ready to go. We're currently in MVP development. That should be ready in Q1 2020.
Great.
Sorry.
I think we're running out of time, so sorry about that. But thank you very much for that. Thank you, the Tripod team.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
So next up, I would like to introduce our next team, which is also changing the way that we save money, giving users the power to get more out of what they earn. Next up, I'd like to introduce Fils.
Good afternoon. My name is Aisha, and with me are three of my cousins and partners, Mohammed, Khalid, and Yusuf Fakhro. Let me talk to you about a struggle I faced when I first joined the workforce. I was a junior at CBB's treasury desk, and it was an eye-opener to see how easy millions can be deployed and how forceful the bargaining power we had. I was determined with my first paycheck to invest some of it, as I learned more about investment opportunities available in Bahrain. To my shock, I wasn't able to find anyone that was willing to invest my money as it was too little. Banks set high fee structures, and the paperwork was just absurd. The only option for me was to place that money in a savings account, which will never meet my future's obligation. I realized that I wasn't the only one facing this problem. The market research conducted showed that 52% of the respondents had at least one of the following issues. The market lacked a user-friendly platform, the know-how of investments, and an access for low-ticket investors. In Bahrain, retail banks, there are around 5.5 BD held by individual depositor, and research showed that 48% of the respondents invest in low-yielding instruments. This only proves the importance of our solution, Fils. Fils is a user-friendly app that will allow our customers to quickly fund their account with low minimum balances and access to an AI risk engine. Our goal is to disrupt the market, as we will offer a standardized service for as low as 1 BD for our cost-conscious customers, while the Plus services will be targeted to those who are willing to actually pay more. These additional services will include reporting and flexibility. Starting from our social circle, we aim to expand to the targeted audience, 5% of Bahrain's targeted age group, in year one, and eventually capture the 12 million individuals around the GCC and their network. Fils also recognizes a gap in the market that we aim to utilize and gain an advantage over others. This will consist of a wealth management service accessible to small ticket investors with a paperless registration process. We are knowledgeable about investments, project management, regulations, and fintech. I have over 10 years of experience with the CBB heading the investment team, while Mohammed spent the last 10 years heading both the supervision and previously the inspection team. Khalid has an intensive experience in project management, and Yusuf is part of BBK's fintech executive management team. Thank you for listening and have a good day.
Great, thank you for that. I'd like now to welcome the Fils team. Hi, Asha, are you with us?
Hi.
Excellent. Hi, Asha. Judges, if you have any questions for Asha.
Aisha, can I ask a question here? Are there any regulatory restrictions in terms of investing into wealth management products by...
Sorry, Badr, can you just add Mohammed and Khalid on the... and Yusuf?
I think they need to raise their hands for within the attendees so that we can add them.
Mohammed, can you please raise your hand?
I'm on the call.
Okay. I can't see you. Yusuf, Khalid?
I think
You can just continue, Aisha, and then if they're with us,
yes.
we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're joining just now. But sorry, Abdullah, please
Yeah.
go ahead with your question.
I just wanted to check if they've thought about any regulatory restrictions in terms of allowing individuals who with the small investment capital to invest into wealth management products, and also restrictions around sophisticated or unsophisticated investors investing into wealth management products. Have you thought about that and how you will deal with that?
Yeah, I'll take that answer. First of all, I'd just like to clarify my background in terms of the CBB. I am very well aware of all the volumes of the rule books. To answer your question, yes, currently there are some restrictions with regards to investors. There are certain tiers of investors and accredited investors and expert investors and conditions underlying each. But for example, for T-bills, retail market is accessible. There must have, and we need to have some sort of leeway or exemption, which I know from my experience in the CBB is definitely possible, to adapt the market to, or adapt our rules for the market. If the Central Bank of Bahrain would not amend the rules, then basically we need to deal with accredited investors, which has a $10,000 threshold right now. But knowing the central bank and the fintech team over there, I am most certain that this is something that they will gladly review in due course.
Also to add to Mohammed's point, I think overall the direction of Bahrain as a whole is to actually have retail investors joining that market. So I think that would also add a competitive, at least advantage from our end. So today there, you see that in Bahrain Bourse, retailers can actually access, for example, the treasury bill market. The only restrictions there today is the fact that you can open an account with a brokerage, but then it's not feasible for anyone to just participate because it's super expensive. Let's assume you'd invest, which is what we're trying to target. We want to target everyone, even with as low as 1 BD. So let's assume you want to invest your 10 BD in this case. If the treasury bill market is paying you 2.24, for example, for 6 months or for a year per annum, and the brokerage fee is 3 BD, it doesn't do you any good because you end up with a net negative.
Thanks for that. Guys, I have another question with regards to the funds themselves or the investment opportunities. Have you thought through, I guess, some of the global robo-advisory use cases and what we're seeing in the region as well now, where we have tie-ups between brokerage firms and other asset managers to offer those particular investment opportunities? Or are you looking more at the local kind of retail wealth management market?
Sure. I think competition exists in the market. We're not saying that it doesn't exist. We're targeting basically a lot of the things that we see. There are limitations such as like paperless onboarding. We don't see people doing it and as easy as anyone else. Today, we see a new bank or a digital bank coming to the market, which is Illa Bank, which made opening an account and transferring from one account to another just as easy as it sounds. It literally takes you 3 minutes with a photo, or actually a selfie, and the terms nowadays. So it's just finding easier solution. Paperless onboarding is one of the things that we've seen in the market, that there is a gap. Restrict other things like low minimum balances. We don't feel that people are actually offering wealth management services at low minimum balances. The third thing is basically the artificial intelligence engine that we are trying to develop. We basically want anyone who basically lacks the expertise, such as, I always, again, as a financial expert, I always feel worried when I invest my money. So when people ask me, are you familiar with any sort of regulations, I would freak out, although I know it in the back of my head. But when we ask questions like, how are you okay with losing your money, or your money going to 10% lower? I think it's always easier. Or are you okay with jumping off the cliff? People can answer that question. Do you get worried about doing new experiences or things or adventures and so on? So we're trying to actually ask very basic questions in order to get the psychological part or aspect as an investor. I think this is what we're targeting more than, robo-advisor or wealth management. They're all services that are available today.
Thank you, Aisha, and the FELS team for that. I'm sorry, but I think we're out of time. But thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Great, our pleasure. So for our next team, they're looking to solve major challenges associated with children with learning difficulties right now, especially during the COVID time. So next up, I'd like to welcome Kinderhouse.
Hi, my name is Huda Radi. I'm the founder of Kinderhouse Software. I'm going to present our team. It takes someone special to teach someone special. Around 1.5 billion students and their families have been significantly affected due to COVID-19. Online learning was introduced by the government as a result of this pandemic. Unfortunately, special needs students were not counted for in this measure.
Welcome to Adapted Mind, where monsters teach you math. From counting to algebra, we make math visual and fun. This is County. Oh, hi there! How many eyes do I have? Nice work! I knew I could count on you. You made your first friend.
Our software doesn't leave any student with special needs behind. Indeed, we provide them with the education and support they need. Kinderhouse Software is a software that provides an entertaining and interactive environment for children with special needs. Why Kinderhouse? Our objective is to develop a bilingual software for students with special needs, to have an inclusion of this segment with the educational systems in Bahrain, categorize Kinderhouse software modules based on special needs students. We have a vision to be a pioneer software for distance learning for students with special needs. As per the statistics, there are 14.3% learning disabilities in Bahrain versus 42% in the state. Why Kinderhouse? Basically, we don't have any competitors in the regions. And why we are special? Because Kinderhouse is bilingual software for those with special needs. Our collaborators and future partner, mainly Ministry of Education, BQA, some specialized schools and specialized institute for special needs. We should break even after 40 months, and our income should be generated mainly from subscription of the software. Our ask is 100,000 It will be used mainly 40% for software development, 30% for marketing, and 30% for operation. Our team, myself, Huda Radi, founder and director, and Lauren Michael, director. And thank you very much for your time. And if you have any question, we are here to answer your question. Thank you.
Great. Can we have the Kinderhouse team now just join us? Hi, Huda. Welcome. Great. Judges, if we have any questions for Huda and Lauren.
Hi, Huda. Hi, I don't think we can hear you yet. Have there been any focus groups or a select set of students that you've looked to try this with? And if so, what has the feedback been? And secondly, on the business side, what are you looking to expand upon or develop specifically with the software?
Well, we've tried and we have been associated in the past few weeks with some institute and schools just to give them the model and try to get their advocacy to support our software. In terms of sustainable, this software should be sustainable because there are around 1.5 billion global students, out of which 15% of them in a global market are students with special needs. In Bahrain only, we have 6,600 students with special needs, out of which there are 44,000 students. This software, the idea of the software came during the pandemic. So the big challenge was faced by students across the spectrum. However, it was more severe for a student with a special need. And hopefully our software, if we win and once it's implemented, it will bridge the gap and solve a very critical matter that we in Bahrain we face, and it's a global matter actually.
Thank you for that. Judges, do we have any other questions?
Just a quick question. Hi, Huda. Hi, Lorraine. Just a quick one. If you were to be one of the winners and you have the seed money of $5,000, how would the $5,000 help you? What would you be doing first?
The first thing we should find a co-founder, a CTO, because in the past few weeks, again, we were trying to reach some software designers, but as per mentors and the feedback we got, it's better to have a co-founder, CTO, who is convinced with the idea, because in order to move forward, we need someone who convinced with this matter and what its impact on the society, and to solve an issue for marginalized group, but the impact it's significant. If it's solved, if it's implemented, it will be significant for those marginalized segments to solve this critical issue, especially during the pandemic and even post the pandemic.
Great, thank you, Huda and Lauren for that. Next up, I think we're going to our next team, which is looking to solve a problem around property management around the GCC. So the property management system right now is out of date and it's looking for a refresh. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Yorento.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruby, and I am the co-founder of Yorento. A huge discrepancy exists within the property management sector, such as no centralized channel for paying your rent. Landlords receive them as checks, bank transfers, and even cash. For cash in particular, there are a lot of third parties involved, such as watchmen or the security guard of your building. There's often no tracking nor invoicing for both the landlord and the tenant. This is why we've created Urento. It's a cost-effective and multifunctional application that helps to small to medium scale landlords manage their properties from a single platform. With Urento, landlords save time and money collecting rent every month and benefit from all of our digital features. Let me give you a quick look on how Urento works. So as a landlord, Urento lets you view your properties on a dashboard, or you can create a new property by filling in the details. Then you invite your tenant via their email or SMS, and your property is ready. Now on the tenant side, they receive that email invite, they view their property and their payments due, they choose a payment option and they pay. How we make money with Urento is pretty simple. So Urento offers a 3-month trial period with all the features for every new landlord, and then a membership fee will be charged depending on the type of property. So based on our market research, there are 300,000 residential units alone in Bahrain, and I'm not even counting the commercial units. Now imagine all of these properties being managed online with just a few clicks. To capture this market, we plan to connect with property management companies and have them on board the platform and eventually partner with real estate development companies in the future. Our only competitor in this game is Ajar, which is a Kuwait-based platform. And they've had tremendous improvement, but people want cheap, simple, and fast. We at Urento are confident in providing that service within Bahrain and the GCC in a simpler, secure, and cost-effective way. We're a very multidisciplinary team, from marketing to lead design to operations and project management and tech development. Over the next 2 years, we've projected that with Urento, we'll able to onboard 1,500 units by the end of 2021 and double that amount by 2022. So with the $10,000 prize, it will be our first step, which is officially registering Urento within the Kingdom of Bahrain. And then over the next 2 years, we'll work to grow our team and eventually take over Bahrain and the GCC market. To conclude, Urento is confident in filling the void of business digitization. In a world where technology is everything, we've created a platform that will be able to withstand a massive database of users, starting from Bahrain and then soaring on to the entire Gulf region. And it's high time that we transition the real estate sector into the tech era. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Urento team. I think they're all on. So judges, if you have any questions.
Can a landlord sign up directly, or do they have to go through a property management company?
Oh no, they can sign up directly through the platform. So we've made it very simple, as in just 2-3 clicks, and then they can sign up with their details.
Thank you.
And a quick question on your business model. You've done it subscription-based. Is it an unlimited number of properties per landlord, or does it scale with the amount of properties and you've baked in some of the operational costs there?
The subscription amount is per unit. So it's, for example, 1 unit is 8 BD per month.
Okay. And how do you envisage, when you're looking at, I assume initially the GCC market, how will it be different in, for example, UAE versus Saudi versus Bahrain? What's your kind of research told you there?
Okay, so we've actually researched some of our competitors, like in the US, for example, who have come up with similar services. The only thing that we found out, why we can't apply them in Bahrain, is because of they don't apply to the 3 decimal digit system. So as Bahrain does, or Kuwait or Saudi. So this is what we're trying to make here, basically, and how we differentiate against them.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, thank you guys very much. Thank you for that. So moving on to our next team. As companies strive to give their customers better and more immersive experiences, the world is looking for tech for answers. Companies like Facebook and Google have been investing heavily to bring down the barriers for VR and AR experiences, with more and more affordable solutions being rapidly available to the masses. Our next team is leading the way in Bahrain to give customers those experiences. Please welcome Mavi Studio.
Hello everyone, this is Shahid Zaki, co-founder of Mavi VR Studio. Imagine if you could experience any idea before it's even built. We studied a problem in the market in different industries where creatives and their clients don't always see eye to eye, and the client's vision always ends up lost in translation. I myself as an architect used to go back and forth with my clients trying to capture and implement their design vision, and a lot of money, time and effort was wasted. Yet the final result doesn't always meet their expectation. So this is the solution we came up with. We create an immersive VR experience, allowing you to live inside your building before it's even built, change and adjust the way you want, and the color and the materials and the texture, and it will automatically get translated in your architectural plans, creating the impact of you no longer have to imagine your building. We provide VR and AR solutions targeted towards different industries, such as real estate, education, and industrial training simulations. Our business model is mainly charging per size, starting off 10 BD per meter square, and using the cloud services to share our final product, charging a subscription of 20 BD per month. Our packages mainly include VR video walkthrough, VR interactive walkthrough software, AR mobile app development, and cloud services and standalone AR glasses development. When it comes to our market in VR and AR, it's expected to hit by 2025 more than $80 billion globally and more than $30 billion in the GCC. And on our target in the upcoming 6 months, we're planning to complete 12 projects in different sectors. We do have competition in the region and in Bahrain, either focusing only on VR or in different sectors. And our competitive advantage to stand against that competition is that our software is extremely user-friendly, full dynamic control of the materials, very interactive, can work in the PC and in the mobile, and we're using the cloud to share it. These are actually some of our clients in Bahrain since we started this year, and some of the projects that we have produced in different industries. We're two co-founders with an architectural background. I myself have more than 9 years experience in starting different startups, and my co-founder Muayyad Ahmed has a major experience in architecture and VR development. We tend to use the funding out of this competition to speed up the process and expanding our team, investing in our equipment and sales and marketing. Remember, with Mavi, you no longer have to imagine your idea. We let you live inside it. Thank you.
Hi, Shahid.
Hi.
Hi, Maid. Panelists, do we have any questions for them?
Yes, please. Shahid, first, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your project. I want to ask you, what makes your project different than any architectural practice? You are saying that you are designing a 3D VR images or videos for the design, right, of buildings. So what will attract people to ask for your services? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheikha Hala, for this question. And first of all, thank you all for this amazing opportunity. So number one, what sets us apart, I would say, from architectural offices, because me and Muayyad both worked in different architectural offices in Bahrain. What we do, actually, we work with architectural offices. So we take that 2D or 3D, and then we transform it to an immersive experience. Number one, the quality of work we're producing, how interactive it is, it stands out against any competition in the market. And the number two thing, we're not only doing
architecture or interior design. Like we said in our pitch, we're using the VR and AR solutions also for real estate when it comes to the pandemic right now, that can use it, real estate agencies, to sell their units. We're using it for industrial simulations and factories, and also for education.
Thank you for that. Do we have any other questions? Khalid?
That's just picking up on that point. Obviously, pivoting is important and broadening your client base and use cases. Do you see a role for art or even e-commerce platforms, or even one of our other teams, like the pop-up markets, for example? Do you see those type of collaborations happening in the future, and have you already started?
Okay, that's amazing. Actually, during the program, so when we started the program, that was our target, and let's say what we're experienced in sort of these industries. But throughout the 8 weeks, we did get a chance to explore a lot of other opportunities, especially e-commerce, and we started a conversation with the pop-up market. So to come after we finish the program, to actually do something together by supplying them with our VR and their idea, and we're planning to do a virtual pop-up market.
Okay, great to hear. Great to hear. I promise I had no background information. The team have kept all this away from me.
No.
We've been very secretive with Khalid. We've kept him away from everything that's going on within the teams. Great. Do we have any other questions from our panelists? Or great. Thank you, Shahid. And
thank you guys so much.
Very much. Thanks. So moving on to our next pitch, it's going to be done live, and so joining us right now is a team called Medcore. So the global pandemic has put like enormous pressure on healthcare systems globally. Then our next team is looking to capitalize on the power of tech to offload the pressure and give the patients a new, more convenient way to interact with doctors. So Neda, if you please feel free to share your screen and to go through your presentation.
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Neda. I'm a doctor from Bahrain. I'm the co-founder of Medcore.
The first leading cause of death worldwide is heart disease. The biggest risk factor is high blood pressure. Diabetes is a silent killer. Every 7 seconds, somebody dies of diabetes. This is how difficult it is currently to monitor sugar levels. Now imagine, what if there was a way to make a real difference, to empower you to simply monitor all your vital tests at home? And in cases like infections risk like COVID-19, have a consultation online. Get vital signs assessed under guidance. And with a click, share all your records, enabling a doctor to diagnose and treat from a distance. You asked, we listened, we innovated Medcore. In 1925, a German scientist predicted telemedicine of the future, and after a century, Medcore is making it a reality.
So I see patients every day with horrifying complications, from legs amputated to losing their visions. And it makes me so sad that the cause in most cases could have been prevented. I understand how difficult it is to keep up with vital signs, appointments, and sharing history with the doctor. And with COVID-19, things got even worse. And you know when you feel a headache, for example, and you Google it, and after that you think you're gonna die? I'm sure you've had that moment. And that's why we built the first and only AI-powered healthcare platform to provide an affordable, accessible healthcare with an AI diagnostic chatbot and the ability to perform your own vital tests at home using IoT. This is our app, providing all your medical needs at your fingertips. A bilingual chatbot guides you to the right care with 93% accuracy confirmed by the American Medical Association, BMG, and NIJM. You can connect to a doctor at any time and get an e-prescription at home. Using IoT, the moment you test yourself, it's saved in your phone. You have full control. We made sure our platform is HIPAA compliant, which are the international standards for patient data protection, privacy, and security. More than 22 million dinars is the available market size of private hospitals' outpatient appointments per year in Bahrain, according to UMAWEJ. Based on NIHI organizational research, 25% of these appointments can be treated virtually. That's 5.6 million dinars. We're targeting 15% share of this market, which is 841,000 dinars. Telehealth is experiencing massive growth. The demand has dramatically increased by 63% this year, driven by the surge created by COVID-19. We take 6% fees per consultation. 20 BD is the average consultation cost. So based on our targeted share of market, 1 million dinars in revenue projected by 2021. Users of current competitors complain that despite paying for online consultations, they still need to go to the hospital for the vital tests. And here's why we're different. We empower you to do your own vital test at home and share it with your doctor online using IoT. We have the best team to scale this, the right combination of medical, business, and tech. Thank you. And I would love to answer your questions.
Thank you, Neda, for that. Panelists, if you have any questions. And Neda, if you mind stop the share screen.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Noura.
I have a question. Thank you, Neda, for the presentation. And so I just wanted to ask, how is your app different than a few other apps that we've seen coming up during the pandemic, where, you know, we've seen doctors giving consultations on video conference. And, you know, I think in Bahrain, we have this, as a doctors online, and you have a different type of speciality, speaking at different times, and you have your choice of doctor to contact. So how is it different than that?
All right, sure. So the thing is that all the available competitors in the market now, they don't have what we offer, which is, I know from my experience being a doctor that it's very hard to assess a patient with no vital signs. So you can conduct an online consultation, that's easy, yes, but with no vital signs, you're still at some point gonna need to ask the patient to go to the hospitals. And that's why when we did our study, that's what we found all the patients complaining from, that, you know, like we paid for an online consultation, yet we were asked to go to the hospital again to perform the online test. And here's the problem that we're solving. Our value proposition is that we're enabling the doctor to assess and give a better experience, so he would be able to make an efficient, more provisional diagnosis using the devices that we're offering. Thank you.
Thank you, Neda, for that. Yeah, Jamal?
I want to ask Neda, what is the role of the team in building the AI platform and in developing the app?
Okay, so we did like the development was outsourced. We did collaboration with for the AI platform, for the AI chatbot. We did modifications, so it basically was outsourced. But we did hire our own in-house developers now.
And what tools do the clients, patients will have to measure their vitals? I mean, if I subscribe, am I going to get a thermometer? I mean, how do I transfer my vital information to the doctors? I'm trying to understand the concept.
Okay, so let me tell you. We used healthcare products that are already available in the market. We integrated them into our application, and we made sure that with every technology we used, even with the IoT, we were following the international healthcare industry standards. So some of the products that are already included in our app, iHealth and Decept Health, Amber products, which are already available in the market. The process will be like you buy one of their products, or maybe you already have them in home. You will connect them to the app, And after that, every time you test yourself, whether it's sugar levels or the blood pressure, it'll be synced simultaneously at the same time on the app.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. I don't know if we have any other questions or.
Just very quickly, in terms of your financial model, how are you building that, or what are you basing it on in terms of profitability and revenue?
Okay, so basically for now, we take fees per consultation. On phase 2, in the long term, we're planning to include selling these devices and add it to our business plan.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nada, for
very
that.
much.
Thank you for joining us. And that takes us to our last team. Our last team is looking to revive a Bahraini industry that has been facing many challenges in the past few years. As times have changed, Bahrain's old gold souks have been facing unprecedented challenges with customers' expectations, and the ever-growing world of e-commerce. Please welcome our next team, or our last team, My Gold Souk.
Hi, I'm Amy Vaya, and I want to talk to you about My Gold Souk. Now, I'm a girl and I love jewelry, but that might be because it's been my family business since the 1930s. My father, his father, and his father all had gold shops in the Manama Souk. And so I really understand the problem with this industry, which is that customers nowadays, when they're looking to spend that kind of money, they want a really nice upscale experience. And unfortunately, the gold souk still looks like this. And I also understand the problem on the other side, which is that these vendors are not tech savvy enough to get in on the whole online revolution. They have barely figured out Instagram. And so that's where we come in. We built My Gold Souk to connect customers with these vendors and to bring the Gold Souk online. And you can do everything on our website that you can do at the actual Gold Souk. Importantly, if you order an item online and then you don't like it in person, you can return it immediately on the spot. And also, the prices on our website float with the live gold rate. Now, I know that haggling is one of the great pleasures of shopping at the Gold Souk for a lot of people, but with my experience, I know that any discount you think you're getting is purely imaginary. This is how an item is priced. There's the gold, the craftsmanship, and the jeweler's markup, which they will always inflate before they quote you a price. Because of our experience, we know what that best price is supposed to be, and we figured out that sweet spot of taking 30% of their revenues. So we make our money, the price to the customer remains unchanged, and effectively, we did the haggling for you. The market is valued at 7.2 million BD a year. We estimate that we can capture about 10% of this, or 100,000 BD a year. Now, this is where we need your help. We want to open up export markets to these vendors because we know that there is huge demand for our product in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The goal really is to find retailers who want to stock our items wholesale in their shops as a Bahrain collection. And I'm very confident that we can achieve this with your support because we have a fantastic team with IT, design, and marketing capabilities all in-house and advisory services from my father, who's been in this business for more than 45 years. So this is about national heritage and it's about making the Gold Souk bigger. Thank you so much for this opportunity and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amy, for that.
Hello.
Hi. Great. So judges, I don't know if you have any questions.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Amy, for your presentation. Amy, I think that the idea is creative, but I want to ask you about how is your project is different than the gold shops that is now trending to sell their products on Instagram. They also offer delivery for their products.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's a great question. So yes, these small shops in the souk, they're trying to sell on Instagram, they're trying to sell on WhatsApp. The problem with this is that on a large, this is not really scalable, right? Because the price of the gold changes every day, which means the price of the item is going to change every day.
So they have to manually work out a quotation for every single inquiry that comes in, and then they may or may not make a sale. So we just circumvented all of that. We wrote a custom piece of code, embedded it on our website, so it automatically calculates the best price every day. So we can actually, in terms of scope, we can deliver so much more than they can over Instagram.
So,
thank you.
Just on that point, how do you factor in extreme volatility in gold when, for example, we had obviously this outbreak, the pandemic, and a rush to safe havens? Is there anything going on in the back end that you guys have put in place to mitigate that type of, massive price surge, or something that you can offer to the jewelers themselves to mitigate that?
Okay, thank you. So what you're asking about is actually how the gold business runs in the souk. So this price fluctuation, it doesn't show on our books as much as it shows on their books. And, my family has been doing this business since the 1930s. So over a long enough time period, they have an accounting system that averages everything out, and they're prepared for this, right? They buy and sell in a way that it kind of balances their books. Also, something that you need to know is that you will never buy jewelry at the spot price of gold, simply because, okay, the jeweler buys it in bulk, right? They're buying kilograms of it. You are buying maybe 10 or 20 grams. So they're effectively acting as a wholesaler. They're splitting that item into smaller things for you. So there's a markup of about 900 fils to 1 BD on every single gram. And that helps them to protect themselves as a little bit of a buffer against that kind of price fluctuation.
Thank you. Is there any other questions?
Sorry, quick question. In terms of shipping gold and then returning it back, how will you manage the security and safety of the packages?
Oh, yes.
And, if someone is going to be, they can pretend they never received it, but they would receive it. How would you ensure just overall security and safety of the product?
Okay. So the way that my father handled this like 20 years ago when he was exporting to Saudi is pretty much the same way it's done today. The item is delivered in a clear tamper-proof packaging. Okay, so when it arrives, you can actually see it. You know that, okay, you like this. And if you don't like it, you can return it without opening the packaging. So the jeweler knows that he has received the exact same item that he sent out. And in terms of security during transit, we have to work with very trusted delivery partners. So we have some local ones here, and for international deliveries, this pretty much comes down to Aramex, who are equipped to handle these kind of deliveries.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions, or is that it? Thank you, Amy, very much for that presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, everybody that's watching and everybody that participated. We're really excited now to get onto the deliberations with the judges on the other link that you have. We'll be back in about half an hour max, 20 minutes to 30 minutes. We'll be back on the same link that you joined now.
Yeah, so please join us again at around, let's say 6:30.
Yeah, by 6:30, we'll be back on the same link.
With the results.
Best of luck, everyone. Thank you.
On the same link. Thank you very much.